Welcome to Maintainer's Garage. I'm Bags, and no, we're not turning into RC World. Last year I bought my grandson a RC car and talked a little bit about it and how I think RC cars are great platforms to start people on a lot of various things, one of them being hand-eye coordination, another being learning how to work on something and, you know, troubleshoot something and play with something, break something, fix something. And I think it is a fantastic stepping stone in trying to get kids into cars and creating car enthusiasts, because that's what I am and that's what I want to create and that's what I want to promote. So anyway, I bought my grandson RC car last year, and you know, Grandpa can't be outdone. You got to show him who's boss. You got to set the tone immediately. You got to let him know, like, hey, I got money and I know what I'm doing, and yeah, I got a PlayStation 3 and it's old, but it works, and I don't need your judgment. And I digress. Yeah, I'm old. Anywho, so what did I buy? I bought the Cobra violence truck. As you can see here, it's the Cobra. It's from VRX Racing, and it says violence truck right on it. It is the RH818. That's it. This is it. You can find these all day long on the internet for $200. They come with everything. It comes with a battery, which is a 3S battery. This one is the 11.1 volt. That's what makes it 3S, 3,300 milliamp hours. And I'll delve a little bit into all that as we go on. I am not proclaiming to be super proficient on any of this. I know just enough to embarrass myself on the internet, and that's why I'm here. Charger, car, remote, and you stick 8 frickin' batteries, 8 AA batteries in this frickin' thing, and you're off to the races. This is the truggy. For those of y'all that don't know what a truggy is, it's the combination truck buggy. I love the body style of the truggy. I love the look. This thing is fantastic, and I don't know if it's going to come out in there that it's dirty. It's dirty because I like to play with it. It's pretty fast, and the video I did 35 miles an hour. I've seen 37 other times, but the one I shot for this only got to 35. The plastic body, and it comes with the body clips, and I like using this big Ziploc bag. This way, it's hard for me to lose these freaking things, so I lose them all the time. Nice, durable plastic body. I've done a lot of stuff with it, jumped, rolled, crashed more than I'd like to admit. It's still hanging in there pretty well. And as again, violence truck. Apparently we're Americans and we're angry. That's why we need a violence truck. The wheels are very good size. I like them. And they are glued. When you grab them, you can feel that there's foam inside, and they're glued down to the rim. The chassis is nice. It's got this metal stiffener. The underside is full plastic. It's got these wonderful Velcro straps for the battery. This is the servo. It's got a fan on it. The motor's got a fan on it. The one thing I will say about the servo, and I talk about it a little bit when I'm driving, the steering is a little slow. If I was going to upgrade this, the first thing I would upgrade I'd upgrade to a better servo and remote. Doesn't need to be done. You can drive this thing, have a great time with it, but I'm just saying if I was looking to improve it, that's where I'd spend my money. Oil-filled shocks, great. They've got a gazillion points of adjustment. I mean, these are basically customizable coilovers that are infinitely adjustable. You can, there's different, that's probably a better look. There's different shock mounts here, so you can change the stance of the vehicle for you stance kids, front and back. These posts that hold the body on are fairly strong. I've flipped this thing more times than I can like to admit, and rolled it and all kinds of things. It's held up well. This front bumper has hit some stuff that I'd rather not admit, and it's held up pretty well. The rear wing has, again, rolled, flipped, still there, jam up, and you can zip tie a camera to it, although that's doesn't always work out. Input cool footage here of camera flying off. But yeah, overall this thing is fantastic. I don't see any problem with it from my perspective. Now, I'm not going out and racing. I'm just going out and, again, trying to show smaller humans that old, taller humans have better bank accounts, and take that, whippersnappers. You can take it out, beat on it, and have a good time. And the battery lasts about, I've gotten 23 to 25 minutes on it, just full tilt. But one thing I will say about these, and it's in the instructions, these are LiPo batteries. If you're old school like me and the ones you remember from forever ago, these are different than those. These are way more powerful than those. These are dangerous. The charging, discharging, storage, all that stuff is covered in these manuals, in this giant manual you get. I'll just say, just pay attention to that, look at that. That way you'll be a little safe. And I keep this thing stored in the garage, not next to the paint and gasoline, just saying. Speaking of the owner's manual, it is great. And going back to what I talked about earlier, if you want to figure out, you want to, and this, I talked about it in the other video as well. It's the same thing here. You want to develop some mechanical skills. You whip out this thing. The first couple pages talk about, warnings, cautions, advisories, things about the battery, the servos, and what you need to do to run them. But then you start getting into the oil-filled shock portion. Like, hey, if you want to change the oil in the oil-filled shock to change the performance of this vehicle, you can. That's how you do it. Oh, you want to pull out the differential? You want to, or you break something? You need to disassemble all the control arms, and there's part numbers here and in the back, in case you were not exactly sure what part number you were looking at or what part number you needed. They give it to you. They give you all of this in this manual. So going back to this, just a good little car, couple $100, and you're in there. Well, $215 after you buy 8 freaking AA's, because you can't just buy 8, you're gonna have to buy 16. When I'm done using it, I remove the batteries and they sit in the box, so that way when I'm ready to use it again, I plug them up. There is nice trim adjustments inside this remote under this little cover here. There's a little rubberized wheel here that you turn. This thing, slides around a little bit. No problem there. If you look in the remote, this is the 60 amp servo, and according to this, that's only good for a 3S battery. I've seen some people put some 4S's in this on the interweb. If I'm feeling froggy here in a month or two, I'll pick up a 4S battery, throw it in there, and either destroy it or have more fun with it, and I'll let you know what the result of that is. The only thing is man, it's freaking cold outside, and I'm a delicate flower, so I don't really like to go outside when it's that cold. I'll do some driving footage and show you that, and we'll do a high-speed run. All right, we're going to test the top speed run of the good old Cobra truck. It's fairly easy to drive fast in a straight line. And this thing will flat out fall. All right, now we're out in the wild, sort of green, sort of brown, sort of orange wander. I'm gonna give a little spin in the car. This thing handles really well out here. I've been out here before, I have a lot of fun. The one thing I will say is the steering sometimes just is a little lacking. And we just lost our camera. Looks like I need to get a better mount. And it just takes a beating. I constantly crash because I don't know how to drive. And it consistently keeps working. You get a lot of runtime out of the factory battery. I mean, you could easily upgrade for not a lot of money, but for all intents and purposes, for what I want to do, this thing is just fine. We've got a little bike parked behind me. There's some kids out there today, so we're not gonna get to play over there. So we got to make do here, but that's all right. The range on this is pretty decent. It's definitely not the fastest. It's not the, you know, best steering, but just out of the box, it's just a ton of fun. And for me, that's all I want to do. And maybe embarrass my, you know, 4-month-old grandson. So you got to establish dominance early. You can't let them, you know, think that their toys are better than yours. You got to teach them young. I just love playing with this thing. It's a little more fun over there at the bike park. Uh-oh. You're only going to see a few minutes of this video, but that was about 22 minutes of playing around and having a good time. So that covers just my quick overview and review of this VXR Racing Cobra Violence truck. It's the RH818 model. Solid, well-built truck just to go out and play around with, jump a whole bunch of stuff and have a lot of fun. Very capable out of the box. An improvement here or there be welcomed, but overall I'm pretty happy with it, and for a couple $100 I have zero complaints. All right, well, thanks for watching Maintainer's Garage. Have a great day.